Across the known galaxy, the Galactic Council maintained a list, an infamous catalog known as the Inescapable Worlds Index. These were planets so hostile, so violently alive, that no species in their right mind would ever attempt to colonize them, and at the very top of this terrifying list, written in bold, menacing glyphs, was a single name, Earth, a Class-10 Deathworld. This was a world where the very atmosphere was a slow poison, the wildlife could end you in an instant, and the weather, well, the weather had a creative flair for destruction. Every species that studied Earth came to the same conclusion: no one can survive here, nothing. Should survive here, and yet, Earth was teeming with humans, laughing, shouting, working, dancing. They built skyscrapers on earthquake faults, cities next to active volcanoes, and homes right on coastlines that tried to wipe them out every single year. Humans didn't just survive on their death world, they thrived. So, when the Galactic Council finally initiated contact, their first mission was a simple one: figure out how these natives of a planetary death sentence hadn't gone extinct yet. A High Council observation vessel slid into orbit, carrying representatives from 27 different species, all of them top experts in xenobiology, psychology, and hazard world analysis. They expected to find monstrous, armored creatures with razor-sharp claws and maybe even acid for blood. What they found instead were smiling bipeds who started their days by drinking a hot, bitter liquid made from beans, and then complained about traffic. Counselor Varric of the Silton Collective watched, utterly horrified, as a human went for a jog outside. Under the unfiltered radiation of their star, they were voluntarily raising their heart rate, pushing their bodies to the brink. This is self-inflicted stress, he asked his assistant, his frills flattening in sheer terror. His assistant simply nodded. They call it cardio. Some of them do it daily. The more the aliens observed, the more disturbed they became. Humans would strap themselves to flat boards and slide down frozen mountains for fun. They would leap out of perfectly good flying machines with nothing but a sheet of fabric strapped to their backs. The council immediately summoned a human delegation. At the table sat military officers, scientists, engineers, and, for some reason, a man in a t-shirt that said Space our bust. Counselor Varric cleared his throat. Humans, we do not understand. You wish to leave your own Deathworld. Why? More importantly, how? Your planet is a prison from which none should be able to escape. The humans just looked at each other for a moment. Then, a scientist named Dr. Elena Ruiz leaned forward. We're leaving because we want to see what else is out there. Varric blinked his multiple eyes. You are not fleeing, no, she laughed. We like Earth. It's home. Another counselor couldn't help but blurt out, your home is actively trying to kill you. Elena just shrugged. Everything tries to kill us. We got used to it. To prove they could actually leave their inescapable world, the humans revealed Project Wayfarer starship built not out of desperation, but out of simple curiosity. The council watched, stunned, as the vessel roared to life. Its engine screaming like a beast clawing its way out of the planet's grip. It punched through the atmosphere and vanished into the blackness of space. They weren't escaping, they were exploring. Every alien on that observation station stood in complete silence. No species had ever willingly left their homeworld unless it was dying. But humans did it because they were bored. The project director, Captain Aaron Hale, finally addressed the stunned assembly. You labeled Earth an inescapable deathworld, he said calmly. But we don't see it that way. To us, Earth was the ultimate training ground. It's the place that taught us how to survive anything. It made us tougher, smarter, and more determined than you can possibly imagine." He crossed his arms and smiled. "And now, we want to see what the rest of the galaxy has to offer." Counselor Varric finally found his voice. "And what if the galaxy is even more dangerous than your world?" Hale's grin widened, a uniquely human and deeply unsettling expression. "Then," he said, "the galaxy is in for a lot of trouble." Silence fell once more. In that moment, the Council understood a terrifying new truth. Humans weren't leaving Earth because it was deadly. They were leaving because they were finally ready for something harder. And as they watched the first human starship journey into the great unknown, one question echoed in the minds of every species out there. What on earth were they going to do next? Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more. When the human ship, the Wayfarer, first left its solar system, the Galactic Council nearly imploded. The news flashed across every network. The Deathworlders are loose. Most species panicked, assuming an invasion was imminent. Some started building defenses. A few, more pragmatic races, began drafting surrender terms, but the humans weren't conquerors, they were explorers. Their first stop was the edge of Yelther space. The Yelther were known for being aggressive and territorial, but the moment they detected the Wayfarer, they broadcast a message on all frequencies. "Please don't invade." Captain Hale of the Wayfarer had to hold back a laugh. He replied, "This is not an invasion. We request permission to enter your space for peaceful scientific analysis." The Yelther response was immediate and frantic. "Granted. Absolutely granted. Please also accept these gifts." A fleet of cargo drones launched from their station, loaded with food, rare minerals, and even a ceremonial egg. Dr. Ruiz, the chief scientist, whispered to the captain, "They're bribing us not to kill them." Hale whispered back, "Should we tell them we're just here to skin their nebula?" She smirked, "No, let them be scared. It keeps things simple." As the Wayfarer journeyed deeper into the galaxy, a strange pattern emerged. Species didn't need protection from humans. They needed protection from their own planets. A jungle world asked for help eradicating a sentient, toxic fungus. A desert world needed engineering support to stabilize continent-sized sandstorms. A water world pleaded for assistance mapping an abyss that had already claimed 3 of their research teams. To the humans, these problems were challenging, but manageable. After all, Earth had been a tough teacher. Soon, they earned new titles across the stars: the problem solvers, the ones who fixed the impossible, and even the friendly Deathworlders. Other species watched in disbelief as humans treated lethal environments like a walk in the park. A volcanic research team was stunned when a human geologist stood just a few meters from a flowing rive of lava to take readings. A mining colony on a cryo-world practically fainted when a human mechanic casually walked into a -50-degree blizzard to fix a sensor, without even complaining about the cold. It wasn't just their resilience. It was their attitude. Humans actively sought out danger and challenge. For them, survival wasn't a terrifying ordeal, it was a sport. The Galactic Council summoned the humans again, but this time, their tone was one of desperation, not confusion. The lead counselor, Varric, showed Captain Hale and Dr. Ruiz a video. It was footage of a human botanist on some alien world, casually brushing a lethally venomous insect off his arm as if it were a speck of dust. "We don't understand you," Varric said, his voice strained. "Why did you leave your inescapable Deathworld if not for conquest, Dr. Ruiz simply folded her hands. "Because Earth taught us that fear gets you nowhere. Curiosity does." Varric was puzzled. "But your world was a prison." "Exactly," she replied. "So, you learned how to escape anything." A nervous counselor then asked a question on everyone's mind. "Will you humans attempt to control the galaxy?" Captain Hale chuckled, a sound that silenced the entire chamber. "If we wanted to, we would have started already. But we don't want to rule anyone. We want to explore, build, and collaborate. That's all." The council stared. astonished that the most capable species in the galaxy had the least ambition for dominance. Over the next year, the galaxy's fear of humans transformed into respect and an admiration. Wherever humans went, stability followed. They tamed storms, built defenses, and when disaster struck, they were always the first to run toward the crisis, not away from it. When the Wayfarer finally returned to Earth, the Council followed, eager to see the infamous prison planet. But what they saw sent a new kind of chill down their spines. In orbit, humans were constructing 3 more ships, each one bigger, stronger, and faster than the last. Varric whispered to Ruiz, "You said Earth was inescapable, yet you treat escape as routine." Dr. Ruiz smiled, "Because it is." Captain Hale stood looking out at the beautiful blue marble of his homeworld. "Earth didn't trap us," he said, turning to face the Council with that signature, confident human grin. "It prepared us. It made us exactly what the galaxy needs, and we're just getting started." Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content just like this. See you next time.